Today we're diving into the Soviet Push Day Part 3, inspired by the legendary Soviet training system and the exercises outlined in the Soviet Sports Method book. These weren't just bodybuilding lifts, they were carefully designed movements used to develop Olympic athletes, combat sports champions, and even Fedor, Khabib, and Khamzat Chimaev himself. Before we dive in, make sure you smash the like button to help the algorithm and subscribe so you don't miss any power-packed training like this. Exercise number 1, the shock depth drop push-ups. We start with the shock depth drop push-ups. Here's how it works. Place 2 boxes or steppers about 12 to 18 inches in height. Begin in a strong plank position, hands on the boxes. Drop quickly to the ground, absorb the landing with your chest touching the floor, then explode back up onto the boxes. Or you can do a depth drop, a shock depth drop push-ups from a different position, higher position. Push off the boxes and then land in an isometric push-up position to absorb the shock. So you can either do a variation where you jump off the steppers at a lower height, then jump back on, or you can do a higher height and just absorb the contact by pushing explosively off the boxes. Why the Soviets would use this? This wasn't just about explosive push strength, it was about training the body to absorb shock and instantly redirect it. Soviet coaches, they believed this mimicked the strength shortening cycle in punching and striking, allowing athletes to hit harder and recovery faster after impact. Sets and reps, 4 to 5 sets of 5 reps. Focus on quality, not volume. So exercise number 2, the switch stance single arm medicine ball throw. Now we move to the rotational power builder. Stand in a staggered stance with a med ball rotation. Rotate through your hips and launch the ball like a shot put. After each throw, switch your stance. Repeat on each side. Fedor variation. Fedor was known to use single arm medicine ball throws to build rotational punching power, static, stimulating a planted strike. The Soviet variation, Soviet Olympic programs, and extended this into moving throws, stepping into a rotational, almost like a discus or a shot put athlete. This built full chain coordination and transferable power for judo, wrestling, and striking. Sets and reps, 4 sets of 6 to 8 throws per side. Exercise number 3, behind the back overhead medicine ball throw. This one looks simple but carries a lot of depth. Hold a heavy medicine ball between your legs, dip into a quarter squat, then explode upwards, launching the ball overhead and behind you. Why the Soviets used it? This developed hip extension, shoulder drive, and whole body coordination. It mimicked the same triple extension you need in Olympic lifting, but in a dynamic throwing pattern. Soviet combat athletes used it to improve raw pushing power that transferred into takedowns and clinch work. Sets and reps, 5 to 6 sets of 4 throws. Rest fully between sets. So you can rest between 2 to 3 minutes between sets. Exercise number 4, wide push-ups on 4 steppers. Here's where Soviet ingenuity shows. Place 4 steppers in a wide square. Hands on the front 2. Feet on the back 2. Drop into a wide push-up, lowering until your chest dips below the level of the steppers. Then press back up strong. Why the Soviets used it? This wasn't a plyometric drill. It was for strength through a deep range of motion. Soviet coaches knew fighters needed pressing strength from awkward, stretched positions. Exactly what happens in scrambles, clinches, or defending underhooks. By overloading the bottom range, athletes became more resilient and harder to control. Sets and reps, 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps, control every descent. Exercise number 5, barbell push press. This is where Fedor and Khamzat Chimaev use routinely in each camp. The cornerstone of Soviet push development: load a barbell on your shoulders, dip slightly with the legs, then drive it overhead with speed. Well, not overhead, but slightly above chest height with speed. Why did Fedor use it? It was Fedor's bread and butter for upper body power. The leg drive plus shoulder press carried directly into his explosive ground and pound clinch control. Why the Soviets loved it? Olympic athletes, the push press was seen as a perfect bridge between strict pressing strength and dynamic drive needed for throwing events. It trained force transfer from the lower body through the upper body. As you can see, Khamzat Chimaev and Fedor did them differently. Fedor's one was more of a shoulder builder, which helped shoulder strength. And Khamzat Chimaev's one was more chest, upper body, shoulders, core, dynamic movement as well, with more strength because you put more load on the bar. With Fedor's, it's not really just use the bar, and with Khamzat Chimaev's variation, it's more weighted and loaded. Sets and reps. For the loaded, 5 sets of 3 to 5 reps. For the Fedor variation, you can do between 10 to 12 reps of the Fedor variation with no weight. More for endurance and pushing power. Exercise number 4, Soviet rotational plate press. Take a weighted plate, take a weight plate, hold it at chest level and press it forward while rotating the torso. Alternate sides each rep. Why the Soviets used it? This unique drill combined pressing with torso rotation, exactly what required punches, pushes, and throws. It wasn't just strength, it was functional transfer into rotational combat actions. Sets and reps, 3 to 5 sets of 10 reps per side. Now for the closing thoughts. That's your Soviet push day part 3. A mix of explosive throws, sharp training, and deep strength drills designed to build combat power. These weren't bodybuilding tricks. They were battle-tested methods used by Fedor, Khamzat Chimaev, and even Khabib, the generations of Soviet athletes to dominate in Olympic and combat sports. If that helps you level up your training, hit the like button for the algorithm. Subscribe and turn on the bell. Let's build that explosive strength together. Shotgun X out.